Hi, how y'all doing? It is Thursday, March 13th, around 1:30ish in the afternoon as of recording this video. Some of Joey's clock collection there in the background. I have more clocks in my house than a museum of time. He loves clocks. This isn't an angle I've ever recorded at before. The door into my back patio. Just sitting in a different way in right between my kitchen and my dining room. It's really just one room, but this is just where I had my wheelchair setting when I came to sit down and take a break. I have to do that every few minutes. Because of my foot. And I realized I had my days off because yesterday would have been the 12th, and I was titling it as the 11th. So at some point I missed my days. I apologize. Anyway, my reason for recording this video and two subsequent videos following today. Last night I told y'all that I was going to do my next video Friday, which is tomorrow, and in that video I was going to show off my prize for having a terrible immune system. My stump, my foot. But because my memory is about as functional as a submarine with screen doors, I forgot that tomorrow starts spring break. So Joey doesn't have school tomorrow, but I will still have him from tonight on because his mom still has to work in Palm Coast tomorrow. So she will be dropping him off tonight after work as usual. But instead of Joey going to school tomorrow, he will be here with me all day tomorrow. And my folks are coming over to spend some time with him because when his mom gets off work tomorrow, she is coming by here and picking him up, and they are going down to her mom's in St. Pete for an extended weekend. They're going down tomorrow, and they won't be back until Tuesday evening. But she will be driving by here and dropping him off to my house, and then I will have him right about 5 days from Tuesday evening to Sunday evening, and that will be delightful. That'll be a week at Disney for me. I get to spend 5 days with my kiddo, my superstar. That said, I'm going to do the video showing my foot off today, and what I may do is, I'm doing this video, and then I'm going to do another short video displaying my foot, and then I will get it all bandaged up, and then I may do another video after that talking about it, and then just post all those videos this evening, and let you all see what's going on with it. But that way I can do it, and not have Joey. He's seen it. He likes helping me take care of it and bandage it up. He's such a great kid. He wants to help me, take care of it. He says, Daddy, I realize you need help since all this happened, and I want to help you take care of your foot and help take care of you. So I let him help me with it. He likes helping me wrap it back up. I take off the yucky bandages, and then I clean it up and put new bandages on it, and then he helps me wrap it up. He looks at it. When he's here, he looks at the wound for me, because I can't see it. And the first time I let him see it, it's probably been a couple months ago now, and I told him, I said, it's not gross. I said, it's not yucky. I said, there's one open wound. I said, but, both the doctor and your Nana say it looks good. So if you think you're ready to see it, you can see it. And he wasn't bothered by it. He said it looks kind of funny. It does. And he tickled me. He held it up, and he looked at the wound on the bottom of it, and he's looking at it side to side, and I asked him what it looked like, and he said, well, it doesn't look gross. He said, it looks kind of zombie. And I'm like, what does that mean? Just his interpretation. But I asked him if it was, weird colors, or if it was like leaking anything, and he said no. He said it just looks, normal, as much as he could relate it to normal. And every time he looks at it subsequently, he says, it looks good. It looks a little smaller. It looks good. The last time I went to my podiatrist, I think I mentioned this before, he said that he thinks that one reason it's not healing is it feels like I have developed like a bony protrusion underneath it, and between that and me walking on it, it's not healing. So we're going to be trying some different stuff, but I have more of an update on that Tuesday afternoon. I see him again Tuesday morning. So he's seen it and everything, but I am actively trying not to put him back on the channel right now, especially due to the primary content of my channel. One, I don't really want him out there on the internet, and two, due to the content of my channel, his mother would probably have a problem with it. And I did not know until recently that she even knew that I had a channel. Joey told me they were at her house, and he was looking at YouTube on his tablet, and I guess he wasn't on YouTube Kids. Some of the stuff he likes to watch can't be found on YouTube Kids. So we let him on regular YouTube. I don't know about her. I would like to think so. I really try to watch him like a hawk, especially when he's on regular YouTube. But I've heard stories of really crazy shit on YouTube Kids as well. So you have to watch. You have to really helicopter and pay attention to what they're watching, regardless. But like he last year he discovered Five Nights at Freddy's, which, if you don't know, is it started out as like a horror uh, mobile game, um, and that was like back in 2012 or 2014 or something like that. And it has since, spawned into this massive universe. There's like 17 games, and there's a big budget movie. There's all these different YouTube videos and shorts, and there's like little micro cartoons of it, and he is absolutely addicted to Five Nights at Freddy's. And it's this horror story. It's gotten so big. The basic premise of it is there was a pizzeria like Chuck E. Cheese. In fact, it's based off of Chuck E. Cheese. The creator, would go to Chuck E. Cheese back in the 80s and 90s when he was a kid. And he always used to think, what would it be like if the animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese came to life and came after you? And so that's what this is. Back in the 80s, there was a killer that owned this pizzeria, and he killed these kids in the pizzeria and hid their bodies inside the animatronics. And their spirits possess the animatronics, and so now the animatronics can come to life, and they chase after you and kill you. It's fun, and it's horror, but it's not like hardcore or grotesque horror. Its primary audience is like, I guess 12, 13, 14-year-olds, preteens, teeny boppers. But it's not anything really intense. There's no intense gore, no nudity or anything like that. So it's approved horror. I grew up watching horror movies with my dad. Ever since I was little, ever since I can remember, I was watching, Universal monster movies, classic Hammer films, other, 50s and 60s sci-fi horror movies. And as I got a little older, progressed into more intense stuff. Michael Myers, Jason, stuff like that, and I've always loved it. Never been a fan of like the torture porn category of horror, stuff like Saw. I'm not really into that. I love monster movies though. And stuff like this, possessed machinery, stuff like that. So he found it on YouTube one day at her house, and I didn't really know what it was. So we had a video call one night, and I sat for probably 20 minutes on the phone listening to him tell me all about this amazing thing he found. Because I had introduced him, to stuff like Herbie and Transformers, Short Circuit, and like one day last year we were. It was before I went to the hospital. we were outside doing something, and he was looking at my 58 Plymouth, and he said, "That is such a cool car, Dad." He said, "How come we don't ever drive it?" And I explained to him, she's not drivable yet, one day. And, he couldn't get over the chrome. It's a little faded, but it's there. He couldn't get over just the overall look of the car, the tall wings, the tall tail fins. I always call them wings. I think it's cooler than fins, but wings, fins. He'd never seen anything like that before. And so I started showing him some videos of those cars, on YouTube. And I told him there's a movie starring a 58 Plymouth that, can drive by itself like Herbie. I said, it's kind of a scary movie. I said, but if you want to see some scenes from it, I'll show you some scenes from it. And he fell in love with that real fast. So he became, really, really interested in anything with autonomous, self-driving machines, completely autonomous robots. He loves all that stuff. So he discovered Five Nights at Freddy's, and he was hooked. And here I go off on a wild tangent again, but trying to keep him off the internet, and his mom would not approve, I think, of him being on my channel with what my videos consist of, the GoFundMe stuff about the house, because he doesn't know about that stuff. And when he was at her house, he was looking on YouTube, and he told her, "I found one of Daddy's videos." And he said she looked at it, and she said, ignore that. Don't look at that. I don't know if she's seen any of my videos. She might have gotten, one of her sisters or friends to watch some of my videos, I guess, to make sure that I'm not talking bad about her, because she does not like that. And I'm never afraid to, tell the truth about her from my perspective, but I also, don't ever try to just tear her down. I'm not afraid to say, I feel that she did me wrong in a divorce. I feel that, our marriage could have been saved if she wanted to, but she didn't want to. But I don't, drag her down. I don't kick her around in the mud. I try to be respectful of her privacy. I don't I don't name her. I don't talk about, exactly where she works. I've had people on here ask to see a family photo, and I don't show that because I respect her privacy. She may not, probably would not want me, showing her face on my channel. I think that we both would be quite happy to never really have to interact with each other ever again if Joey was not in the picture. So rather than do these videos tomorrow, I'm going to do them today, and show my foot today, and I'll do something else again this weekend, because Joey will be with his mom 200 plus miles away, and it'll just be me here all by my lonesome. And before anybody, starts with why don't you sell your 58 Plymouth to save your house, um, there are several reasons why. Number one, it's not possible because I could not get enough money for the car to bring my mortgage current. I'm 2 payments behind. My mortgage company has me set at 3 payments behind because of all the late fees they have tacked on to me. And the 58 Plymouth, yes, has become a very valuable cult car. Mechanically, performance-wise, they were very good cars. Mopar, which is Dodge Chrysler Plymouth, came out with torsion bar suspension in the late 50s, and it was a game changer for performance regarding big, heavy cars. And, they were really great cars, but until Christine, they were not ever as popular as like the Chryslers of the late 50s or the Fords and Chevys of the late 50s. When the movie Christine came out, they began to build a cult following, and nowadays you can legitimately sell a fully restored 2-door coupe for $100,000. And then varying values from there. Mine is not a 2-door coupe. Mine is a 4-door sedan. And, if you watch the movie Christine, mine is basically that same car, but mine is a 4-door. And the 2-door, sport coupe had a more swept rear windshield. Not a fastback, but it was a sleeker sweep to the rear windshield. Mine has a slightly taller, more conservative cab, look to the rear windshield. And, if you see the two cars together, you look at them and you say, there's something different, but I just can't put my mind on it because it's not enough of a difference to really show unless you really look at it. But mine is a 4-door sedan, and it is probably like the second from the lowest base model class you could get in 58. Mine has some slightly extra aesthetic value because mine is a kind of a special promo model that they produced in 58. It is a 58 Plymouth Plaza Silver Special. And the Silver Special was released for like 3 months in 58, and they built so few of them that we don't even really have build numbers for them now. We just know that they're pretty rare. But the only real difference between a Plaza and a Silver Special is the trim package and the color scheme that it came in. Mine, it has a lot of patina, a lot of surface rust, but, she was originally two-tone baby blue and like ghost white. Mine has very few options because it was a base model car, and mine has a factory 230 flathead 6-cylinder engine, which is a great engine, but it is a flathead 6-cylinder, and it is not really meant to keep up with traffic today, and it's not sexy. You know, Christine would have had, she's billed as a Fury, so she would have had the a 350 big block, not a Chevy engine. This is not a Chevy 350. Don't say that. This is a Mopar 350. Or she would have had the 318 semi-Hemi, most likely. But, and that's the kind of engines that guys go for in these cars. Mine doesn't have that. Mine is a 3-on-the-tree manual, where the more valuable ones have the push-button automatic shift. My car, in the condition it's in, is worth about $2,000, and the highest offer I've ever had on it has been $1,400. So I could maybe part it out over a span of months and maybe get $3,000, but I could not sell my car for enough to matter. So yes, I have that, but it's not worth enough money to help me out. So no, selling it's not going to help me, and that's why I don't. I'm at the end of my time limit, so look out. This video will probably drop later today, and the foot video will drop soon after that. Thank you all so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.